From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a big Tuesday afternoon here on LALATE with incredible details about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 today. In this recording, we'll be going over the breaking news as the voting is starting on your reconciliation process. We'll be going over how much those Democrats want you to have, the monthly stimulus check, and when the stimulus check would land. We'll be going over all the breaking news from Wall Street to the Federal Reserve Chair testifying on Capitol Hill this afternoon and everything you need to know about this fourth stimulus check update. Then we turn to this stimulus, which heats up this fall, with another stimulus check, yes, and also raise your benefits up a lifetime. I'll have all the breaking news and we'll look at the inflation rate, why it may lift your benefits up 10% a lifetime. Oh boy. Then we cut to the big money across the board. The viewers continue to get $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. It's money for you to get as well. It's a big Tuesday afternoon. Let's get to the excitement. Let's get to the details. The vote is heating up, and here we go for stimulus and Afternoons LA starting right now. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? It's a Tuesday afternoon, and I hope the weather is good where you are. It got cooler here, much cooler in Southern California. As you can notice, it's sort of dark here in Santa Monica today, believe it or not. Overcast, cooler, and not so muggy. But I know that a lot of you have had horrible heat waves across the country and also tornado activity. So tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. I wish you and your family have beautiful weather today as well. In this fourth stimulus check update of 2021 today, we'll be going over the fourth stimulus check, how much those Democrats want you to have, when they want you to have it, the voting process, what Jerome Powell is doing, Jay Powell, head of the Federal Reserve today, and why it's all incredible great news as the timeline is ticking away. I'll have all the breaking details this afternoon. And then we got to fifth stimulus that raises your benefits up a lifetime with a new benchmark. That new benchmark is inflation, and that inflation rate could raise your benefits up a lifetime, an astronomical amount more than we had ever anticipated. I have all that great news as well. Then we cut to the big money across the board, thousands of dollars that you can get, and I have all that breaking details happening right now. This is LALATE, the only 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week financial channel in America. Breaking news across the board, live in the morning, taped in the afternoon, and overnights as well. Coming up right after this video is Evenings LALATE. Stay on this video. It'll actually take you to Evenings LALATE 7 seconds after this video ends. And then we go into Overnight's Crypto, which was the massive hit that absolutely catapulted this channel overnight last night. The biggest watched show in a 15-hour run ever on this channel. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this channel. Hit that subscribe button right now as we expand our coverage into stock coverage as well in the next few days. Like this video. 2,000-3,000 likes. Every like helps. It helps in the algorithm rankings and also delivers you free skincare. I don't know. I just try that. A nice apple scrub. A nice bacon wash. I don't know. Consider becoming a member. Let's get right into the breaking news. That monthly stimulus check from the Democrats and the House and Senate members is slightly different. So let's compare how different they are. Monthly, yes, both of them. But how many months? Well, it depends on who you're talking about. House bill, if you're talking about them, then they want monthly for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. Senators, well, they want it July to December. Oh, boy. Now, let's compare the monthly payouts. Well, the monthly payouts, $1,000 for the House per month. Senators' monthly unknown. First month for the House is $2,000, but after that, it's $1,000 per month. And wow, the senators are unknown monthly. This is what those senators want to give you. Wow. Now, that is delicious. That is delicious. Monthly from the Senate Democrats, $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000. Oh, savory. $1,400 a month for 6 months, $8,400. Oh, that is just spicy and delicious. Now let's go back to something that needs to get cleaned up, and it's this, namely that one. Yeah, pandemic plus 1 year. Well, they're legislators, and they may contend the pandemic is over by the time they vote, and so that may reduce Senate, the House bill of pandemic plus 1 year to just 1 year. If you're in the live chat just after 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, get ready to vote, House or Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. Also, tell me if you got that free skincare in the mail, the bacon scrub. House or Senate? Well, they may reduce the House bill to just 12 months of checks. 12 months of checks from those House Democrats is $13,000 over 12 months, because there's 12 months in a year. Let's compare that to the senators over 6 months. Well, there you go. Which one do you like? House or Senate? House or Senate? Vote right now. I want to see you vote in. Get into the live chat and vote right now. House or Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. What else do you need to know about this fourth stimulus check? Well, who gets it? You get it. Democrats want everyone who got the third stimulus check to get the fourth stimulus check. So single individuals, 75,000 or less, Democrats would give you a fourth stimulus check. Married couple, 150,000 or less, Democrats would give you a fourth stimulus check. Double it. If you are on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, veterans benefits, would you get a fourth stimulus check? Absolutely. From those Democrats, want you to have it. And you're from a family of four, Democrats want to give you a fourth stimulus check, quadruple it. The fourth stimulus check is not income, so it's not taxable. And the fourth stimulus check is a monthly stimulus check. It is not a waivable check. So if you're at the nail salon getting your nails done and you see the check in the next chair getting her nails done, and try to wave at the check, it may not wave back because it's not a waivable check. Hey, check, like those nails. How you doing? I hope you crack a nail. Rude check didn't respond back to me. It's not a waivable check. It can't wave even when it has nice nails. Yeah, fettuccine alfredo now to this. Okay, so it's not a waivable check. Can't wave even when it has nice nails. So there you go. It's a monthly stimulus check. The Democrats would be giving you a fourth stimulus check in the month of July for the month of July, and in the month of August for the month of August, whether their nails are nice or not. Then the fourth stimulus check would be called for a final vote by July 4th. That's what they represent. And there you go. That is the first of your 3 parts of your fourth stimulus check updated 2021. In the second part, we go over what's happening with the voting process and what Bernie said, what Jay Powell, head of the Federal Reserve, will be saying today, and what this means for you. All wonderful news. In the third part of this video, we'll be going over the voting process because it's important to understand it. As the days tick on, and count on, I need you to understand those voting processes and when they can make changes. But let's get a preview of the second half of this video. It's fifth stimulus. And fifth stimulus heats up this fall. Fifth stimulus heats up this fall with another stimulus check and raising your benefits up lifetime. But are those benefits going to see a 10% rise additionally? That is the case if the inflation rate hits where it's hitting, as many analysts are predicting. I have all that credible news in the second half of this video. But let's get some money. It's Tuesday Monday. It's Tuesday Money Day. I don't know. It doesn't have a good ring to it. But it's Tuesday. And it's time to get some money. Because, Tuesday, you need money for Taco Tuesday. You need money every day. Every day is a good day for tacos and for money. So get a pen and paper ready. And if it must be a Crayola crown, match my shirt. If you're new to this channel, that's what I do is I get people money. I got viewers $25 million of EIDL loans last year to save their businesses, their homes, and their employees' homes. And then in fall of 2020, we were waiting for second stimulus to pass. And we needed money. It was a holiday. So I got people $250,000. Well, I'm doing that for you right now. I don't want you to be tracking this stimulus check. I don't want you to be dependent upon the arrival date of the stimulus check. I want you to be cashing money right now. And let's get that pen and paper ready. I'm going to go over a lot of money you can get right now. It is money from third stimulus. It is rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and also SNAP, and also utility and mortgage, homeowners utilities. It's a lot of money. How much money is it? It's about $5,000, 4 to 6 months of rent. Wow. Get that pen and paper ready, and if the Crayola crown is blue, Crayola blue, we are fine. And do not ask me if it's Kansas City Royal blue, because this is not a question for someone who likes St. Louis Cardinals. You never ask me if it's Cardinals red, but you always ask me if it's KC blue. I just see what you're doing there. All right, we're going to reach out to different places for this money for your rent. Each place has different eligibility. So if one says no, then reach out to the next. Here we go. City Hall, City Housing Authority. County Hall, County Housing Authority. State Hall, State Housing Authority. The keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID. Rent assistance because of COVID. Or mortgage assistance because of COVID. You don't say words that they don't know, like stimulus or Nancy's fabulous hairstyle. They'll say, when was it fabulous? I don't know what you're talking about, sir. There you go. Congratulations to Linda and someone else. I forgot his name. Someone else who I think his name is Kevin, who got this money for rent. It's incredible news. Let's cut to the big next pot of money. And if you got a penny for this channel or a lot of pennies, drop in the live chat or in the comments because it inspires me. It inspires everyone else. Last week, I got one viewer $5,000 for this. The week before, I got one viewer $6,000 to $7,000 from it. I got Lynn Glenn, Gail, and Lynn Glenn's mom, herself, and her son. What is it? It's Snap. It's wonderful. SNAP pays a lot of money. What is SNAP? It is money for your food. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. Reach out to Department of Agriculture to get SNAP. One of the viewers in Overnight Crypto asked, in the crypto show asked, can I get SNAP if I'm on SSI and SSDI? Yes, absolutely, you can get SNAP. So go get it. How much is it? A fortune. A family of four in Hawaii gets now upwards of $16,000 a year. Wow. Why so much money? Because of two executive orders, one from Biden, one from Trump, that raise your benefits up 15% between now and December. Go get it. You're killing it. We're killing it. The nails, not so much. Check. I see your nails. $16,000 for SNAP for a family of four in Hawaii, $5,000 for rent, and we're only 11 minutes into this video. Well, let's get some more money right now, and it's $5,000. That $5,000 is coming back from your state to you. What is this for? The federal government has identified states as overpaying you unemployment assistance due to computer error. Not your computer. Your computer works fine. It's their darn computer. So the federal government has ordered the states to return the money back to you. Where are you getting the money? On the account you have on file with the states. When are you getting the money? Reach out to your respective state for tracking time of that check to repay that was due to their computer error. And when you reach out to them for tracking, ask them to track it with another computer. And then that brings us to the final big pot of money, and that big pot of money is coming back from IRS. One of the viewers in the live chat last night said, has anyone got it? Oh, yes. Dozens of people have got it. But if you got to jump in the live chat because it inspires other people to know that you got as well. It is the refund back from IRS on that taxes that you paid for unemployment. Let's go over the details. First, how much is it? When you're going to get it? How are you going to get it? Ka got it. Margaret got it. A lot. Michael got it. Let's go over the details. First, if let's say you had $9,000 of total unemployment benefits, you paid $5,000 taxes to IRS, of which $4,000 was your taxes on unemployment benefits. Congratulations, you're getting back $4,000. When? This month. Where? Direct deposit, if that's on the return, otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yes, about 70% of the time you can track it. Go into irs.gov, do a transcript search of your name and password of your social security number, and you'll be shocked what it will reveal. It will reveal the tax return you filed. It will reveal the taxes you paid. It will reveal what I had for lunch. It will reveal the price target for Doge. And it'll reveal the tax refund check coming to you. Wow, now that's wonderful news. Can we top that? And we can. As we go into the second of your third update of the fourth stimulus check of 2021 in this big afternoon's LALATE extended broadcast. Here we go. The voting is starting. The voting process is starting. Now, what you need to know is they're going to finish the voting by July 4th. Leader Schumer represents, and the voting will be starting this week. The president represents. Now, some of the people had asked me on social media, did they start the very first vote? And why not start the very first vote? They're legislators, but I'm going to show you later in this video that they can combine these processes and make them faster if they get into a time crunch. Ultimately, time crunches are always a big issue for me. I'm always very big on watching timelines, so you're going to watch it with me. Let's go over the incredible details. The big interesting facet of this situation so far is what Bernie Sanders said on Sunday. I haven't seen the bill. I haven't seen a draft of the bill. I haven't seen a markup of the bill, which as a senator, you have to understand what's going on. The marking up of the bill is happening at the House level. The House subcommittees are marking up the bill, but they're working in conjunction with Senate subcommittees. But people outside of those subcommittees have not seen markups of the bill yet. And you want that to start moving along because ultimately they need to see this stuff. But let's go over the details. On Friday, Jalapal spoke out about what to anticipate for this week. And Jalapal gave us the incredible great news with a double negative, which was confusing, which said, the White House has not in any way told us not to do what us progressives are doing. And then Brian Schott said the White House has repeatedly reassured him that the White House considers progressive priorities their own priorities. The White House has not asked progressives to stop doing what they're doing. This is wonderful news, but let me explain to you what that double negative means. Bad grammar. What it means is the following. The president doesn't draft the bill. He doesn't write it up, but he does propose what he wants in there. And he also could say here very clearly, as he has, if it doesn't have a certain provision in there, he will veto it. And what are those two provisions that are line in the sands for him? Number one, climate, a progressive policy. Number two, the CARES economy, which refers to medical issues, also a progressive policy, to which he has gotten the reassurances from Jalapal and the progressives of the wonderful news that they're putting it in there and they're watching that it goes to the finish line, to which he is a very happy camper, the president. And to which he has said back to the progressives, well, thank you for taking care of my two line in the sand issues. You can also take care of your progressive policies and I will have your back. And guess what their progressive policy is? Monthly stimulus checks. So there you go. Chuck Schumer started this ball rolling the Friday before Memorial Day weekend when he announced three things. One, that the final vote will be by July 4th. That July 4th is two, that July 4th would pass the recon. And number three, that we were already underway in the recon. Which brings us then to how did we get to that point? When Jalapal had written Chuck a letter saying, hey, Chuck, call the vote. Hey, Chuck, call the vote. Well, that letter was signed by 12 House Democrats who are among the 100-plus House Democrats who had written the president a letter a week earlier saying, Mr. President, when we write this up, we're going to be putting monthly stimulus checks in there. Wow. Now, that is wonderful news. Can we top that? We can. When 7 House Democrats wrote the president a letter a week earlier saying, Mr. President, when we write the fourth stimulus check, we're going to be putting monthly stimulus checks in there. Who are they to say that? What do they do for a living? Writing bills. Who are they? They're on the House subcommittee that's solely and exclusively responsible for writing stimulus checks for you in the U.S. Congress, House of Representatives. Did they write our first stimulus check? They did. Did they write your second stimulus check? They did. Did they write the third stimulus check? They did. Are they saying they're writing the fourth stimulus check? They say they are. And they claim they're currently marking up the bill. Are they writing a fifth stimulus check as well? They claim they are. That is wonderful news. Can we top that wonderful news? We can. When the President of the United States went overseas a week ago last Saturday and anchored to the finish line, to the edge of the finish line, for stimulus by getting an international agreement on the books. Let me go over what that international agreement is and why this is wonderful news. The President's forced stimulus is paid for by raising the U.S. corporate tax rate. To which the president said, I'm worried that if I raise the U.S. corporate tax rate, he recently said, if I raise the U.S. corporate tax rate, businesses may move overseas to find a lower corporate tax rate in another country. So the president reached out to those other countries several weeks ago and said, let's all raise our lowest rate. And those countries said tentatively yes. To which he reached out to his legislative team and said, I love how this is going. You know, instead of just making a nice gingerbread house in December, let's go overseas and meet those countries and have them sign on the dotted line and have them agree to this. And if they do, then we'll remove the provisions from forced stimulus about international corporate taxes. Well, he surprised us all, the president, when 2 weeks ago on a Saturday, he went overseas for his first international trip as president and got those countries to sign on the dotted line. Now, before forced stimulus, not after forced stimulus, which is wonderful news. It's insanely wonderful news. It anchors forced stimulus to the edge of the finish line because now the provisions about corporate taxes internationally are no longer needed in forced stimulus, making it easier for the legislators to pass forced stimulus, making it easier for them to mark it up because the provisions are covered in that international agreement. Now forced stimulus is on the edge of the finish line and easier to pass across the board. Wow, now that is wonderful news. Can we top that wonderful news? Yes, we can. As we go into the final and perhaps the most important third part of your forced stimulus check updated 2021, it will reveal some new stuff today about where we're going on this voting process, what it's important to know about going into these middle days of this week, and also what's important to know about going into the end of the week. And then we cut to fifth stimulus. So raise your benefits up lifetime and applies a new benchmark. Wow. Is there anything better news than that? Yes, the volunteers. If you need help with rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, or SNAP or internet, reach out to the volunteers. They are absolutely wonderful people. They embody the true purple power spirit. Viewers helping viewers. They take time out of their time to help you get that money. So how do you find them? Open the description of this video. Go down the description. Find the community page. There's an emoji of a house. Next to that, it says community page. Click the link and it sends you over to the community page. It's news.la.com/community. You'll find a picture of some kitty cats. They're not the volunteers. They're just kitty cats, and they're very cute. But the kitty cats are the volunteers. Reach out to them. Now, the volunteers cannot take you out for Taco Tuesday. They cannot make you a tostada. They cannot give you a recipe for Nancy's enchilada. And they cannot give you a recipe for Mitch's guacamole. But they can certainly help you with the other things covered in this video. Rent, utilities, mortgage, and internet, and SNAP. So reach out to them, and I'll be back in 60 seconds with you with the exciting big details about fourth stimulus, fifth stimulus, and the details from Jay Powell on Capitol Hill today. OMG. Stay with me. I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Afternoons LA with exciting details about fourth stimulus and fifth stimulus still heating up. Jay Powell, head of the Federal Reserve, testified on Capitol Hill. Oh, what did I do to my background? Well, you got some surf behind me. Jay Powell testified on... I will come in there somewhere. Here I am. Jay Powell testified on Capitol Hill today, and I will get to him in a second after I fix my background. But how are you? I hope your weather is good. If you're just joining the live chat right now, tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather where you are today. Coming up later in this video is fourth stimulus check update, the third part, and the exciting details about fifth stimulus. But right after this video is Evenings LA. So I don't want you to miss a single video across the board. Evenings LA starts 7 seconds after this video is over. Subscribe. 400,000 subscribers. I want you to be part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Fastest growing channel there is. 400,000 subscribers in 1 year. Next up, 1 million. Like this video. 3,000 likes. And consider becoming a member. More about membership in just a second. Let's cut into the exciting details about fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus is all really about stimulus check and inflation. Those are really the two big issues. Let's go over the stimulus check first. Will there be a fifth stimulus check? Yes. When? Next year. When will it go for a vote? November, December approximately, when we start seeing drafting, about September-ish. This is all incredible news. This is from the same people who are doing the fourth stimulus check for this year. Next, what else? Well, the president surprised everyone with that $1 billion allocation to the Social Security Administration. I'm very excited about this. He's trying to ensure that your checks going forward go out on time. We saw the debacle from third stimulus in spring of this year when people on SSI and SDI got checks later, weeks later, months later. Now they're trying to solve all that to make sure the processes are ramped up. And this incredible infusion of $1 billion into the benefits program to ensure that computers, their staffing, and everything makes things go smoother. Then let's cut to Jay Powell testifying on Capitol Hill today, the breaking news, interest rates, inflation, and your raising up of your benefits lifetime. First, I had a really great question earlier today I think it was on Overnight Crypto again. Someone asked about, well, if they raise up our benefits on SSI and SSDI and other benefits under fifth stimulus, would we be disqualified for anything else or not get anything else? No, 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 no. This is in addition to everything else. So it's not one or the other. And I think the person was talking about SNAP specifically. No, they would not be taking you off of something to get you this. So this is an addition. So what are we trying to figure out? We're trying to figure out where that inflation rate will be this December. Jay Powell had no intentions of ever telling you that. He's never going to say the words inflation is too hot, even though his Fed chair out of St. Louis last Friday said inflation is too hot. And Wall Street knows inflation is too hot. In fact, the numbers show inflation is too hot. CPI and PPI both show and indicate that we may be at around 4% inflation right now, which is what Wall Street is saying, and that we're heading towards a temporary or transitory spike, and then it comes down. Jay Powell today on Capitol Hill said, yeah, we're going to have a temporary transitory spike of inflation, but it's not too hot, and we can certainly endure it, but he won't give you a percentage at all. That's what Wall Street does. So let's go over how this plays out for your fifth stimulus, for your raising up your benefits lifetime. They're going to be applying a new benchmark, and that benchmark is inflation. I'll do the calculation with you right now. They're also going to raise your benefits up first, and then they'll remove the asset limit, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. Okay, so first, the very first thing they're going to do is they're going to raise everyone's benefits up one time. That's a one-time lift. So if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, your benefits would be raised up one big time. That's the only time will be raised up. Every December, you get a benchmark applied to determine whether your benefits next year should stay the same or step up. They never step down. That benchmark currently now is a benchmark that doesn't work. It doesn't help anyone. So they're going to remove that and use inflation. And we know inflation is high, and we know inflation is going higher. Here's what you have to really hope for. First, hope that they pass this bill, because it's absolutely wonderful. Second, you have to hope that inflation really hits the spike when they apply your benchmark in November, December. And you have to hope that's that very high number, like 10%. Let's show the impact if it is 10%. That would mean that your benefits would be raised up not just next year, but lifetime, 10%. You would get that lift based upon what that inflation rate is at the time they apply the benchmark in November, December, even if the inflation drops next year down to 2%. It's wonderful, wonderful news. Then they're going to remove the asset cap dating back to a 1980s law. It says you can't have any stimulus checks in your hand. No, it says you can't have any more than $3,000 in your hand. Now you'll be able to have stimulus checks in your hand and a taco, and maybe a side of some chips and salsa. Then they're going to remove the income cap dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. Now you'll be able to work if you want to. And finally, they're going to remove the marriage penalty. Love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest. Viewers like Rob and Sandy will be able to get married and no longer fear the marriage penalty. Now, fifth stimulus, fourth stimulus, third stimulus, that's a lot of stimulus packages. Hard to keep track of which one has which. Third stimulus is law. Fourth stimulus is heading to a vote. Fifth stimulus is fall. Which one gives you money? How much money does it give you? How many thousands of dollars can you get? Is it application based? All these questions are answered in the daily delivery from me to members of this channel of the PDFs. Daily, I deliver to viewers who are members a breakdown of all the thousands of dollars they can get under third stimulus, all the money that's proposed for them to get under fourth and fifth stimulus. So consider becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat and in the pinned comment. It's important to know that's why viewers are getting $5,000-$6,000 from this channel, because they're following the advice of understanding what's in third stimulus, so they get the money. It's application based mostly, because we all know that we got a third stimulus check of $1,400. But did you know you qualify for this other money? Become a member. Consider learning about all those details. Delivered to you daily, written by me, from the community page on YouTube. All right, let's cut back to the fourth stimulus check update, final part of 2021, starting right now. You know, Bernie had a great comment over the weekend, which was he appeared on broadcast news and he said, I'm not very excited about a gas tax, but I haven't seen the final bill. Well, obviously, he hasn't seen the final bill, but more importantly, what he's basically implying is he hasn't seen a very close to final draft of the bill, which is not unusual. You heard me talk about that in fall 2020. AOC said in fall of 2020 that these legislators sometimes come out of these subcommittees and say, here, look and read. And it's disconcerting to some legislators to say, how can I read 1,000 pages in 20 minutes? I can't read them in 20 minutes. But you know, Bernie is an important person. He's chair of several important committees. So you would think that he would see a draft of stuff like this. But that is why there's a vote-a-rama, because ultimately, if there's something not in there, it's something that'll be fixed. There's something I want to make very clear to you for this afternoon's LALATE extended broadcast is the following. That there are different ways to do bills, and there's different ways to do recons. And some people who've done recons before can do it a different way the next time. One of the ways Chuck Schumer did the third stimulus recon, which is likely the way he's doing the fourth stimulus recon, is that the marking up of the bill, which you're hearing a lot of on this channel, is likely being done in the subcommittees by both the House and the Senate in conjunction, because in their same party, even though that the first vote would start at the House level. Why? Chuck did this with the third stimulus because it was a very good time saver, and it was a good way to avoid a derailment from the GOP. When third stimulus landed in the Senate, guess what the GOP said? Let's send it to the subcommittees. And Chuck said, no, you're not. You're not sending it to subcommittees, because my subcommittees were already working with the House subcommittees over the last few weeks. And if we send it to our subcommittees in the Senate, I know you're trying to bury it and miss our deadline. So he's likely not to do that. So basically, you have this into House subcommittees, finishing in the House subcommittees, out of the House, over to the Senate, back to the House, over to the Senate, and to the President. That is basically the path on which it's going. Let me go over personal messaging. Then I'm going to go over routing times. Then I'll go over false narratives. And then I'll go over purple power push. Viewers always ask me, what is your opinion? I don't do that. I really don't do what is my opinion, because that's psychic. I'm not here to be a psychic. I'm not here to be a predictor of the future. I don't do that. And why? Because they're legislators. They are currently marking up the bill. Marking up the bill means they have a draft of the bill and they got a pen. The pen has ink on one side and an eraser on the other side. And the eraser can erase anything at any time that I hope is in there, and the pen can always add in at any time something I think that's maybe not in there. Ultimately, do I have emotions about the situation? Absolutely, I have emotions about the situation. I don't like that they always leave things to the last second. I've seen your comments. I agree with you. You know, third stimulus, they passed it with 8 hours to go. Second stimulus, they passed it with a few hours to go. They always do this. And trust me, if you've been with me since April of last year, we all know what happened in July of 2020. We went right up to the last minute and they didn't take care of FPUC. They allowed it to expire. So, you know, this is a different Congress than 2020. But I remember the impact of July last year. And so my only emotion is, don't wait till the last darn second? I mean, why do they have to wait to the last darn second? A lot of people in life just do things at the very last second. You know the people. You're running out of gas. You're going to the gas station. There's a little bit less gas. I can go another half a block. There's YouTube videos, comedy videos about this. I can go another block with half a gallon of gas. So yeah, I do have emotions about that. Other than that, no. Let's go to now the routing times. The routing times. Remember, important thing to go over, which I just explained, which is they are combining the House and Senate subcommittees. Second thing that you need to know is that the voting steps can be combined in one day, with the exception of the vote-a-rama. All right, so let's go over those 9 voting steps. Number 5, 6, and 7, 7 and 8 are the most important steps to see where those changes happen. Step number 1. The House subcommittee calls the procedural bill for a vote. Step 2, the House floor votes on the procedural bill. Step 3, the Senate votes on the procedural bill. Step 4, the President signs the procedural bill into law. The procedural bill is nothing much of anything. It's a very easy path. If I was them, which I'm not, clearly, I would have done this weeks ago because the procedurals is easy. Why are we holding up the procedural bill? Then it's time to go back and do the substantive bill. The substantive bill, step 5, is where that House subcommittee that claims they're putting monthly stimulus checks, that's marking up the bill, finishes marking up, calls it for a vote. This is a critical day in which we're going to see a draft of the bill from the House Ways and Means Committee. Now, be fully careful that there may not be stimulus checks in there, or there may be stimulus checks in there, or there may be stimulus checks of an amount that you particularly think needs to get modified. Don't worry, because we're not done yet. We have another step where things can get changed. Step 6, the House floor votes on the substantive bill. Here we go. Steps 7 and 8, critical step, the 2-day vote-a-rama, Senate, Bernie, everyone, all the other senators. They receive that House Ways and Means subcommittee provisions and the whole House bill. 3 possibilities can happen. Number 1, there's no stimulus checks in there. They add them in there. Number 2, there are stimulus checks in there and they love them and they leave them alone. Or number 3, there's stimulus checks in there and they modify them, they amend it. Step 9, they would go right back to the House for just a second to get approved, which they would, and then off to the President, sign into law. And there you go. Fake narratives. Fake narratives are abound, and they will continue to the very last day. It was who is the person that's going to be hurt by the fake narratives? Not the legislators. The bill is not going to be hurt by the fake narratives. No one's going to be hurt by fake narratives except the viewer. I had a very nice person who jumped into one of the live shows yesterday, and you notice how I've been sort of moderating some of the comments. The viewer said, there's a bipartisan effort and they're going to agree on it on Thursday. No. And the person apologized. I'm sorry. I had heard that somewhere. I won't post some falsehood. Now, here's an example of false narratives. Yesterday evening, that same group of people who have no authority to negotiate on anyone or anything, guess what they did? They said, well, we're getting close to maybe, the 7 of us agreeing on something, or 6, I don't know, 8 or 9. It's a very small group of people. We can close to agreeing on something, but we've not even talked about how to pay for it. Come on already. I mean, that's ridiculous. You're doing a forced stimulus package and you haven't even done the most important part, which is how to pay for it. That's the hardest part of the whole bill. The hardest part of the bill is not climate or roads or stimulus checks. It's how to pay for it. And these people have the audacity to say, we're being really close. The Susan Collins and the Lisa Murkowskis and the Mitt Romneys, we're really close, but we haven't even started talking about how to pay for it. Well, when are you going to start talking about it, how to pay for it? In August? I mean, this is why people just look at them and say, you're just foolish. You think we're a bunch of fools for you to talk like that. It's just ridiculous. We all know that how to pay for forced stimulus has been the big issue of contention since day one. The president has the big issue of contention. So that is why these people starting to make themselves look foolish. They're both Democrats and Republicans. They're making themselves look foolish by looking like they're doing something. And they've done this before. They don't get away with anything except advancing themselves. If we all took it down a notch, well, not me, if they took it down a notch and they stopped trying to grandstand to advance themselves politically and get themselves in an AP Associated Press picture holding a piece of paper like, Susan Collins, Lisa, hi, I'm doing something. No, you're not doing anything. If they would just take it down a notch, then we could possibly get things done in this government. But so that fake narrative is continuing. Who's the culprit for this? Who's the person to blame? The president. The president's to blame for this because he should have shut it down, crack the whip. Everyone was ecstatic. Everyone was loving when the president on that Geneva airport, Switzerland airport tarmac said, "We're calling the vote next week. I'm tired of hearing all this." Then he was on another airport tarmac and he says, "Well, I'm happy to hear anything from anyone that talks about it." To which everyone has an opinion. Stop the peanut gallery, close the peanut gallery, just let the talking stop. If we focused more on just what we're doing and not talking, then we would be also much easier. Remember, the talking has nothing to do with you. There is no impact on the reconciliation process. It just confuses the American people. And the American people want to get behind things. But if you confuse them, then they're having problems understanding things. And it starts with how the bills are named. Trust me, the stimulus in the fall called the American Family Plan, there's money in there for single people. The fourth stimulus, the American Infrastructure Plan. People hear that word and then they're like, why is there climate in there? Why is there stimulus checks in there? Well, it's just the way the Congress does things. They give a big name to things and they confuse people. Fall of 2020, the continuing resolution, budget bill to how to run the federal government. Why was there stimulus checks in there? Because of my idea. I got the stimulus checks in there. They're not supposed to be in a continuing resolution budget because it's a budget for the running of the government. Guess what else was in the budget for the continuing resolution? Money for foreign countries. They have nothing to do with running a country. So they use a term, and they should possibly consider maybe not using these very specific terms to name bills because it just confuses people, like the president allowing people like a Ron Portman to talk about fifth stimulus, or Lisa Murkowski. And there you go. Coming up next is Evenings LALATE. Stay with me. It starts 6-7 seconds after this video ends. I have big updates across the board. There's a lot of things happening. And then, yes, we go into Overnight's Crypto at 5:30. Last night's show was the biggest watch ever. The show is going astronomically day after day. Crypto is crashing. I told viewers, do not buy. We're not done crashing. And I'm very excited that viewers have been coming in swarms and understanding that we're not at the bottom, we're going lower. Crypto is having a big impact on the U.S. economy right now, so don't miss that video as well. But first, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record in 1 year. Next stop, 1 million. Join this channel as I next expand into stock coverage. Like this video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Enjoy all the programming on this channel and stay here right on this video. Don't have to move. It'll take you into Evenings LA in 7 seconds. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful afternoon, and stay with LA for more.